I had a man in the yard yesterday telling me that us dairy farmers were too negative about the industry going forward, and we're always maybe moaning and complaining a bit, but I suppose I think a lot of that comes down to that we just want to protect our industry. Eamon Mooney here from North Kilkenny. We're making about 150 cows, spring calving, grass-based system. Typical day in the middle of spring is you're up 5:30, 6 o'clock, out check what's happening in the morning with what's calved during the night, straight into milking, feeding calves, take what was born during the night, and yeah, breakfast. Calving went pretty well this year actually, so we've only 10 left to calve there at the moment. Probably another week or 10 days and we'll be finished. It went pretty well, yeah. Can't complain about calving this spring. Yeah, we're about a month later getting out to grass. The ground has just been too wet to go, and yeah, we're only out probably since around Patrick's Day. Yeah, sure, we're always looking for a drier bank to go to. Trying to graze all the dry ground first, I suppose, when pick off some of the wetter spots then when we get a couple of dry days. So yeah, it's a bit hit and miss at the moment whenever we go with grazing. So we're running out of dry ground now as well. Yeah, the current price at the moment is just not sustainable. We have a very wet spring, lay out of grass, very expensive spring on a lot of dairy farms. The war, energy has gone through the roof, diesel's gone through the roof. You know, and we're the farmers, we're at the end of the line, we're the price takers. So really and truly the current returns from dairying is not sustainable. There needs to be a serious increase in the base price for milk at the moment. This is the calf house, so this is where we rear all our replacement heifers. So there's about 37 or 8 heifers in here at the moment for next year's breeding season. Yeah, all the calves, all the Friesian bull calves are sold out of the yard. The same buyers are coming back every year, so we very seldom go to the mart. I have some very good farmers locally who buy. Some take the Friesian bull calves, some take Hereford bulls, some take Hereford heifers. So we don't. Very seldom we go to the mart with the calf. Everything is gone from the yard. Yeah, so the calves are mainly fed by an agriculture student, Kaylin, and my daughter Bevan. Both of them kind of are feeding the calves over the last 5 or 6 weeks. So I must say I can't take much credit for the condition the calves are in at the minute. They're absolutely flying. So a lot has to go to the two girls.
My name is Kaylin O'Sullivan and I'm originally from Dublin. I am in Gertine College doing the Green Cert at the moment. I'm on placement here with Eamon. I've been here for the last 5 weeks. I have another 3 weeks to go. Being from Dublin originally, I obviously wasn't around animals growing up, but in 4th year I got the chance to do work experience on my brother-in-law's farm, and that was it really. As soon as I finished up there, I was rarely back in Dublin, and since then I've been working away on my brother-in-law's farm and been working away here with Eamon, as I said, so I'm busy enough. I suppose coming from Dublin and I was in an all-girls school, and they wanted to do girly things and I wanted to milk cows. So looking back to Kaylin when I was in like 4th year, it was hard going in every day and they were doing their stuff and I was saying I have to go down to Laois today and I have to go milk the cows or whatever. That was hard because I suppose I was different to the rest of them. But if I could see myself where I am now in college, you know, surrounded by people with the same interests as me, I don't think Kaylin in 4th year would believe it. But where I am now, I'm 10 times happier doing the things that I want to do. And it wasn't easy to get here. I kind of had to push myself outside my comfort zone and move away from home at 17, 18. But I've no regrets and I'm definitely a completely different person.
So the National Dairy Committee, mainly we try and keep co-ops in check, try and keep the milk price as high as we can. An awful lot of lobbying goes into keeping the milk price up. I suppose I didn't realise myself before I got involved how much work actually goes into trying to maintain the milk price, but this serious work goes on in the background, talking to your local board members and so on to try and return the best price for farmers every month. I suppose the key issues at the moment, I suppose one of them is probably blue tongue at the moment. You know, blue tongue is a big issue at the minute, to vaccinate, not to vaccinate. You know, I suppose another issue then is the milk price is probably heading the wrong direction. Milk price has been heading down for the last couple of months. Well, probably in level for the last 2 or 3 months, but in general it's been heading down. Everything that you put your hand to at the moment has gone up in price, you know, from a hose pipe to a water fitting to a ton of meal, ton of fertiliser, everything is going the wrong direction. So I suppose to try and maintain a stable income for farmers is probably high on the agenda at the moment. So from a herd health point of view, we have a monitoring system in place on the cows here on our own farm. It monitors the cows' health minute by minute basically. So just last week actually we had a small issue with mycotoxins in maize. So I was inside sitting down last Friday night, maybe it was, or last Thursday night, and my phone started going off my pocket that I had high temperatures, and next thing I had 50 or 60 cows up on the phone with a high temperature increase, so I knew there was an issue. So the next morning we investigated anyway, and it turns out that we had a mycotoxin problem with maize. So within a couple of hours we had a toxin binder got that was put into the diet feeder along with the feed, and 24 hours later we're back to normal again. So that's one way we use technology here on the farm, I suppose, to monitor herd health. The same system will trigger mastitis alerts, it will trigger heat detections, calving alerts. So it's a major part of the farm actually. It's like having an extra labour unit around the place. Yeah, the future Irish dairy farm, I suppose. I had a man in the yard yesterday telling me that us dairy farmers were too negative about the industry going forward, and we're always maybe moaning and complaining a bit, but I suppose I think a lot of that comes down to that we just want to protect our industry, and you know, with prices the way they're going and costs rising, I suppose what else can we do? Only tell people that, you know, it might not be sustainable in 5 or 6 years' time. Might not be sustainable this year even. You know, so we're looking at a year of probably just covering costs. Maybe that's about it.